Hey everyone, Steve here from PC Budget Solutions, and this is pretty cool. So, if you haven't seen already, I'll put in a link in the description. I reviewed two products from Be Quiet, a Darkbase Pro 900 and a Pure Power 11. Pure Power 11's a really good power supply. Darkbase Pro 900 is a good case. But I reached out to Be Quiet, the marketing team I'm working with, and said, hey, I really like the Darkbase 900. But it's not something that I would personally use. It's very big. It is quite expensive. It's really an enthusiast class product. I really want a case for my test system, and it doesn't make sense. I want something a little bit more realistic from a cost standpoint. They said, well, we have the 700 series. I looked at it, I said, well, it's 180, it has 2 fans in it. You know, I'd have to add another fan, and now we're talking $200. How about something different? How about your Silent Base 801? It's 160, which is about the most I've ever spent on a case. Has 3 fans, and it kind of fits my mold. It's something that wouldn't be too expensive to put a system like this in. And let me review it. I think it's going to be fine. Let me do a build log in it, and then I'm going to feature it in upcoming videos when I do thermal testing on the PC Cooler Showdown. That's coming. You know, it'll be featured anytime I do, you know, like the next Ryzen or next Intel chips, you know, graphics card. It's going to be in this case. So he responds with, of course, I'd be more than happy to send you whatever case you would like. And I took the time to choose a case that I think fit the profile of my customer base and something I would use. So welcome to the unboxing and overview of the Be Quiet Silent Base 801. Let's take a look at another German-engineered computer case. Let's go ahead and get this opened up. Okay. Perfect. Put this back. Let's go ahead and turn her over. Pull these guys, if there is any out. Okay. It'll be fine, it's German engineered. Okay. Although now I'm going to get shocked like no tomorrow. Well, I can just hear it. Okay, I'll have to bite the bolt. Okay. Whew. So, one thing that kind of stinks is it is hard foam, but honestly with their Darkbase 900 also being hard foam, I expected it. It is actually, here, let me show you. It's very thick, and it did arrive from UPS in one piece, so it is a very thick piece. So I will give them that. And it's not a stupidly heavy case. It's a big mid-tower, but still a mid-tower nonetheless. And this thing's warm from being in the truck all day here. Now, the 700 series did have some RGB in it, but it really wasn't something that I was super interested in. How does this come off? Well, let's go ahead and do our nice peel here. And interesting. Ah, there is a button right back here for both sides. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot. No more missing thumb screws. Perfect. That is a huge plus for me. Now, this is definitely on the bigger side of mid-towers, which I knew that going into this, but I'm okay with that. My question is how difficult is this going to be to take off? The Darkbase 900 Pro, it wasn't hard, but it's not a standard case, so keep that in the back of your mind. These are hanging from here. That's actually, I find that funny. Oh, there we go. So, no complaints there. So, it's going to be very similar to the Darkbase, the general layout. You know, we talked about it has these. These should come out for hard drive cages. That being said, I don't use hard drives really at all except for my server. Actually, with the SSD drive cages back here, this could actually hold just as many drives. So 7 drives and an SSD. So that's pretty cool. We have the PureWings 2 front fans and PureWings 2 rear fans. So that's definitely really nice. Very spacious. Definitely, like I said, it's a little bit taller. It's probably a little bit longer than my PCL11. But the front's very minimalistic. I do like it. There is no front piece to open. That was annoying to deal with, I'm not going to lie. Let's take a look at the bottom here. Lift this up. Oh, nice, nice. We got filtration all the way down and back. I mean, I'll be honest. If it didn't, I would have been like, be quiet. What the heck, guys? You know, this is a premium mid-tower case. It should include this. Let's take a look at the back panel, and then you guys should be able to see this here. Oop. There we go. Perfect. I really like that. Oh. Too soon. This is where the silence. This is thick. 1 centimeter thick. So you're looking about a ½ inch thick of sound dampening material. I like it. This I also like. So we're not going to have to remove the power supply shroud. So that's nice. Looking at the back here, we got a fan controller, which is really nice. I'm not sure how I'm going to utilize that. Like, I'm definitely use the fan controller for the case fans. I don't think I want to use it for my testing. There might be too much variables, but I'm not complaining. That is something nice to have. You have hard drive cages here. You have, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can fit 5 more for a total of 7. And then you have an SSD mount here, an SSD mount here, so you can essentially fit a lot, including throwing random SSDs all over the place. Oh, so just to show you, comes out to the bottom, just like that. So no taking off the front panel. No complaints there. Perfect. Actually, let's go ahead and remove this. And let's take off the front panel. To take off the front panel, there's a clip here, 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 and here on both sides. What I did for the bottom was I just pushed in, and then it easily came out. I would not recommend, because these are really, really, really strong clips. Not the pull, because you'll probably break them, because they're really in there. And then it has a front filter. I'm really curious how thermals are going to be, because definitely this is built for silence, not airflow. This is a mid-range system, so the expectation would be it should still be fine. But we also have, up at the top, we have, it looks like this is removable. So we're going to go ahead, and it looks to be probably 4 screws. 1 on, 2 on each side. Let's see. This side did not want to move. So that tells me there's okay, these 2 in the back also. Probably the last screw, if I had to guess. Yep. So we got sound dampening foam up at the top. This is kind of stuck in there. That being said though, yeah, but when you put this on top, they have some holes back here, and that's where it's going to go. Again, this is definitely silent optimized, but I'm very curious. See, for me this isn't that important, because I found that mounting up here, and to be 100% honest, we're going to do a radiator test fit during the build log. So actually, I might just show you guys here real quick. So let's get this back on, and let's finalize my thoughts on it, and then stay tuned. Stay tuned for the build log. What I'm actually is I'm going to build it, tell you about the thermal results of this system, and then you watch a build log after that. Let me explain the charts while I get my conclusion. This is temperature over ambient. Ambient pretty much ran 29 degrees Celsius the entire time. Case in point, I'm sweating, and there you go. That was placed right next to the intake, so pretty accurate. And I also show the observed roughly average megahertz. It's like a plus or minus 25 megahertz, so don't kill me, but that's what I came up with. And there's Cinebench scores as well, so you can compare. My thoughts about the case. Is it the best case at $160? That depends on what you say best. Does it have the best airflow? Probably not. I'd be pretty shocked if it did. I would say no. But it's also not called the Airflow Base 801. It's called the Silent Base 801. And silent is exactly what it does. The key difference, though, is a lot of silent base cases give up a ton of thermal headroom. Let's talk about the test bench. You know, we are GTX 1080, can get kind of warm. It got kind of warm in my system, to be honest. They actually ran a little better in this system. The CPU is a 65 watt CPU running a 105 watt cooler. Fantastic, right? Well, one problem. The CPU is running between 90 and 100 watts, so it's really close to the thermal limit of what that cooler can handle. I know my 3900X was hitting thermal limits with it because it was going over. It was like going 110, 115 before thermal. So what I really like to look at is the GPU benchmarks in the games, and the fact that it was, well, I don't even think I hit 80 degrees with this hot ambient temperature. The fact the CPU ran really warm during IO 64 is expected. Usually it does, because it was definitely hitting around 100, 105 watts, which is the limit of the Wraith Prism. So from an airflow standpoint, I think it's quite good at its price point. It's not best in class, but it's not trying to be. It's trying to be silent. That's exactly what it does. And looking at these test results, it's a really, really good case for what its purpose is. I'm keeping it. It's going to be my test bench going forward. There's no reason not to. It's not, I don't think the results will be skewed by having the best airflow case out there or the worst, right? I think it's in the upper mid-range. So the question is, the name of the video is the best silent case for under $200. Do I think that's true? 100%. Now, that's also an opinion, and that's also not something that I haven't tested a lot of other cases, but there's not a lot of cases that try to be silent, right? 1,000 RPM fans, sound damping, that's just not very common in this space. So I would go to say it probably is. And the other thing you have to remember about Be Quiet is they're a premium case company. Now, you have to remember, PC Budget Solutions isn't about cheap. It isn't about necessarily value. It's about taking your wants and your needs and your budget and aligning them correctly. So if you have a $1,000 or $1,200 budget, you want a silent system, this is a really good case offering. $160 isn't unreasonable. That's about 12 to 15% of your budget, somewhere in that ballpark. Maybe we'll say 12 to 18%. And I've seen people spend way more than that on cases. And also, Be Quiet, they're about premium design. They're German. German engineered products are all about premium. I work for a German company. Our marketing material says German engineered because everybody associates that with premium quality. And to be honest, I haven't bought a lot of cases over $100, probably less than 10. I'd have to say this is by far the best quality case I've had. I mean, the Darkbase Pro 900, I don't include X. It's not a case I'd ever buy, just because of the price point and its target. But give you an example. The bracket on the back has sliding mechanisms, so you don't have to try to screw in stuff from an angle. The motherboard standoffs have a way where you can't strip the screw that easily. It hard stop if you're at an angle. The fact that everything is made, lines up correctly, the bolts are torqued correctly, everything feels solid. There's a lot of cases I've reviewed. Now, most of them have been under $100, some of them have been over, that I can't say the same thing about. And that's really what Be Quiet's all about. They are a premium company. But if you're in the market for something like this, like I was, it's a really good buy. So if you want to buy it, links in the description. Like if you like it, dislike if you dislike this video. Leave a comment, get subscribed. And one more time, big shout out to Be Quiet for reaching out originally and also fulfilling an additional request. I only have a little over 1,000 subscribers, so guys, hit that thumbs up and share this video. Show them that you like it, and they'll probably continue to supply me with more products for you guys to see. But as always, this is Steve from PC Budget Solutions, and I'll see you all later on down the road.